Hi there, my name is Kay Moon, and this is a video about the new moon in Scorpio, which took place on November 15th, 2020 at 12:07 a.m. in the eastern seaboard of the United States. If you're elsewhere located on the globe, please use a time zone converter to find your local time. This new moon took place at the 23rd degree of Scorpio, right here, with the moon sitting just behind the sun. And it also took place conjunct the Juno here, which is the partnership asteroid. In addition, the new moon was also speaking in harmony with this very difficult energy that's been harboring or been a harbinger to change in all of our lives here in the sign of Capricorn. This has been both an ending energy, and we do know that with all endings come new beginnings. Further, this new moon is sitting in sextile, harmonious to Neptune, which is bringing us an element of faith and an opportunity to believe in what's possible as things change. This particular new moon is both a new beginning, but it's a new beginning that's filled with a bit of tension, and it requires facing a bit of an ending. We had this new moon right on the heels of the final Jupiter-Pluto conjunction for the year. They met up 3 times, once in March, once at the very end of June, and again on November 11th, 2020. With the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, we saw the breakdown of faith in certain aspects of the world, culture, society, institutions, because Capricorn, the sign that these two things sit in, is the sign of institutions. Jupiter represents faith, Pluto represents death, endings, and we saw the breakdown and new beginning of the way we're operating certain things at institutional levels across the globe at each of these different junctures. We also saw transformation and change as it pertains to our global situation at this time. And this heightened energy of transformation and change during those 3 intervals, again, that was March, end of June, and once again on November 11th, 2020, these heightened interchanges of transformation for all of us brought forward a significant clarification about things that needed to complete in our lives that perhaps we had not been paying attention to, didn't want to have to end, weren't prepared to let go of, or maybe we were prepared to let go of, but now the time is upon us. With this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction also happening at the same time at this new moon, what this is speaking to is a final kind of piece of the chapter in the arena of change that we've all been swimming in, because Scorpio is the sign of change and transformation. Pluto here is its ruler, and Pluto really talks about change and transformation as well. As we know, all new beginnings don't come without an ending. And with so much fixed energy here as part of this particular new moon, what is ending, there is a little bit of a finality to it. Whatever chapter has been closing for you in the last 30 days in the build up to this new moon, this is a definitive mark that you are entering new territory and that there is new beginning. There are new beginnings coming for you. We have entered the new beginning passageway. And I would liken the experience we're all about to step into now being the beginning of almost a labor. And that labor goes through February. So, or the second week of February, I should say. And this labor energy, when a woman has gone into labor before she gives birth, there is an energy that lets her know, okay, the pregnancy is done. The motherhood is about to begin to a child who exists in the 3D world. And there's a passageway that both the mother and the baby have to move through in order for this new beginning to occur. This passageway is uncomfortable. And I want to prepare you for that, that some of the changes that you may face between now and the beginning of February will not be easy. However, every birth is a miracle, and it gives us the opportunity to see new life come onto the planet Earth despite the challenges we face in the birthing process. So, I also want to support you and encourage you to look forward to the new life that is coming, despite the difficulties that the labor process provides. That even though labor can be hard, it can be painful, change and letting go is not easy. The body knows what to do, the spirit is prepared. We just need to surrender and allow. This particular new moon is supported also by the Uranus opposite Mercury energy here. With the Uranus opposite Mercury, both of them in fixed signs as well. Mercury talking about cognition, recognition, thoughtfulness, and communication. Uranus, again, a harbinger of change. It's the messenger of revolution and it's the symbol of transformation via chaos and extreme transformation. Revolution, evolution, cycles are governed by Uranus. With these two speaking in an aspect of tension, there is a little bit of an energy here of needing to find the way to get our mind on board with the changes that are occurring around us. We are being asked to find what we need to stabilize our mind while the changes that are happening take place. With so much of the world finding itself at this juncture in a place and in a moment and in a time where we are not necessarily able to operate with the freedom that we would like to. And that's another thing that Uranus represents is freedom. There is a real need to find the way to find the self-compassion, the compassion for others, and a peace within the process, understanding that this is a process, that it's not, we didn't get here overnight, we won't leave this moment overnight, but that we are in a moment of change and that we will not be here forever. And so there's a real need with Uranus and Mercury speaking in an aspect of tension to one another to do what you need to do to steady your mind. Because in order to get through this, this is going to be a mental game. And it is going to be very important to take control over your thought processes rather than letting your lowest thoughts run away with you and cause chaos, which Uranus can do. Uranus can also link us into divine mind and divine insight. And to the degree that you're able to plug into sources that are helping support your capacity to channel the divine, speak with the divine, hear your divine within, to the degree that you're able to plug into those sources will be the degree that you're able to play the mental game required for this transformation to happen without it sucking you under. Okay? There is no need to spin out into chaos. You can, but you don't have to. And that's the gift of having this information about these energies. We've also got a very special energy between the creation goddess, Venus, and Mercury here, and Ceres. Both Ceres and the creation goddess are the mothers of the zodiac, in addition to the moon. Moon can also represent motherhood, and this is a new moon, so it's a new beginning. Ceres has just entered the first degree of water sign Pisces. Creation goddess is sitting in the final 3 degrees of Libra, headed into water sign Scorpio. But this closeness and proximity in the mothering energies is letting us know that we really are giving birth to something new. It is an emotional new beginning. It is an emotional opportunity for change. And it is our emotions that are going to allow us to manifest utilizing the energy of this new moon. So if you're the type of person who has previously manifested with words or thought, or if you're the type of person who's manifested with deed, You may want to consider taking some special time during this new moon period to get yourself emotionally entrained to your havingness. What might it be like to experience that which you are trying to manifest? Can you conjure up emotionally in your emotional, physical, and spiritual body, even if it's just for 2 minutes? What might it be like to experience that which you have been dreaming of, hoping for, creating toward? With that emotional energy alongside this new moon and the mothers speaking in harmony to one another series and the creation goddess Homea, in addition to both Mercury, which is mind, and Venus, which is value and attraction, as part of the harmonious mix of energies, there is definitely this opportunity to call forward, to call it out of the ether and into the world, utilizing your emotions as catalytic, utilizing the catalytic charge of our emotions. So definitely take the time to do that. Feel into what it is that you are trying to manifest, wanting to create here on planet Earth. For those of you who are very tapped into utilizing your feminine energy as part of your manifestation process, or utilizing water as part of your manifestation process, this is a huge opportunity to utilize the processes that you understand and know how to do to bring forward the reality you would like to live in, always honoring and respecting the free will of everyone involved. Other energy supporting this particular new beginning that's coming with a final closure. We have, let's see, creation goddess. We talked about that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's also one final mothering energy here that I want to speak on. And she's been a part of the mix the whole year, but she's a lesser known entity in the astrological kind of compendium, or constellation of stars, so to speak. Her name is Chariklo, and Chariklo really can represent our guardian angel placement. She is known as the divine intercessor. In her mythology, one of the things she is most known for as the handmaiden to Athena is the way she got Athena to restore something that she had taken from her son. One day, she and her son, or she and Athena, I should say, had gone down to the river to bathe. And it is known among, the Romans and, Roman deities that you're not supposed to look at the body of a god or a goddess. It would hurt you. It could blind you. It could deeply harm you if you were to look upon them. So upon their approach, you're meant to look away. This is also why so often so many of them shape-shifted in order to interact with humans. So on this particular day, she's at the river with the goddess she serves. And right as her mistress is getting into the river to bathe, her mistress looks up, sees a man across the river, strikes him blind. Chariklo looks up, recognizes that that's her son. And now her son, who is a hunter, this is what he does for a living, can no longer use his sight, which is his primary skill for hunting. And so she beseeches the goddess. She begs her, please, please, please give my son sight back. He won't be able to eat or feed himself without it. And so the goddess thinks on this, and she knows how faithful her handmaiden has been to her, and she's grateful for her service. And so she says to her handmaiden, okay, I'm not going to give his sight back. That won't be possible at this point. However, I will give him the ability to see without eyes. And from that day forward, a dramatic change had occurred in her son's life. He was able to be a prophet and a seer for the people who lived in the town surrounding them. His life as a hunter was done. It was over. It was complete. His ability to see with his own sight was done. It was over. That was complete. It was the end of a chapter, end of a cycle, but the birth of something very new and something very prosperous. And the bringer of that gift was his mother, Chariclo, who advocated on his behalf with the gods. And so Chariclo, as part of this heavy ending energy that we've had all year, Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto conjunct, Chariclo here has been stepping back, as they all have, watching, waiting, seeing what we would do as things crumbled around us. Who would we become? What would we choose? And the Chariclo energy here is giving us the opportunity to say, hey, this or that was taken from me. This or that is what I'd like back from 2020, knowing that it will likely not come back the way we expected to, but it will come back better than we could have imagined. The change is afoot, my friends. It's been afoot. And we're all surrendered to it as we can't stop it. However, we can stay faithful to that which we are working toward manifesting. Utilize this manifestation energy and speak to and pray to whomever you pray to. Jesus, Allah, Lord Supreme, Odin, the creator, the creatrix. Utilize your own co-creation abilities and speak to the divine in whichever way you speak to the divine to call forward that which is your next chapter. Thank you so much for subscribing, watching, liking, and sharing. I deeply appreciate that. Both the remainder of November and December appointments for readings with me are sold out completely. January appointments will become available at some point during the first week of January. I need to make sure that all of my existing private listers as well as Star School students have the opportunity to book first. So if you'd like to be a part of that group, there's a link below this video to sign up for the private list so that you can get a January reading and check out what 2021 has in store for you. Thanks so much. Take great care. Bye for now.